Oh. Welcome back to Jackal's Nest. Episode 13, segment 3.
Yeah.
We're talking about Arie Shaffer today.
Hmm.
Do you
Arie
know who
Shaffer.
Arie Shaffer is, LD?
I don't know a whole lot about him. I've heard his name on other podcasts, and I know what you've told me.
Well,
So.
it's kind of like a little hanger-on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the Joe Rogan people. Then you got the Joe Rogan people that take Joe Rogan shit and make their own shit out of it, which is still shit, but they made their own shit. And then you got Arie Shaffer just holding on. Being like, me too, right? Me too. Me too. Me too. I'm surprised he hadn't got me too.
Ooh.
With some of the shit that's going on in his background.
Really?
Possessive. Psychotic.
He
bully.
looks like it. The pictures I've seen of him.
Oh, yeah. He's a bully. He's a
he
bully.
looks like it.
He's a bully. Just to like Bobby Lee, though. To nobody else. You know what happened with Bobby Lee and Arie Shaffer, right?
I do not.
A lot of people that watch this might already know that. A lot of the 3 people that watch this might already know about this. But anyway, Arie Shaffer, he is dating some other female comic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Lee was friends with this other comic who was interested in this female comic. Okay?
Okay.
So Bobby Lee's put in an awkward situation where this guy he knows wants to talk to Arie Shaffer's girlfriend comic.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds out that they're kind of talking and doing blah, 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 and then kind of blah, blah, blah in a little bit.
Okay.
Arie Shaffer finds out about it because he's looking through her phone.
Ooh.
Because he's that kind of guy.
Wow.
And then you know what he does?
What?
Well, obviously he goes beats up the guy that stole his girl, right? That's what, I mean, say what you want to. It's not the right way to do things, but that's what a man would do with balls, right?
I guess so.
Unless you're a little bitch, then you'll just go and beat up Bobby Lee instead because he's easier to beat up, right?
Right.
Bobby Lee's a little tiny guy that doesn't want to fight nobody. He's a little bit annoying. But Arie Shaffer decided, your friend's fucking my girl, so I'll just beat you up.
Really?
And he didn't do it once. He did it like 3 times.
Are you serious?
Yeah, don't piss off Arie Shaffer. If Arie sees this, he might go beat up Bobby Lee.
I hope not. I hope
Because that's what he does.
Poor Bobby Lee. I don't want
I
him
mean,
to
I
get
don't
beat
feel
up.
too bad for Bobby Lee, trust me. Don't feel too bad for him.
Okay.
But it is fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a fucked up way to be. So Arie Shaffer's whole thing is that he pretends to be a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say, we was up washing clothes today at a laundromat because we're so rich that we go to the laundromat to wash our clothes. And while we were up there, I thought, hey, I'll watch some Arie Shaffer stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
His stand-up was okay. I could see why people would laugh at it. It was okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't amazing. Some bitch been doing it for 25 years.
I've never
But
seen one. Never
he's
seen
a
one.
solid person to come up there before the person you really want to see and tell a few jokes.
Okay.
That's kind of what he is now.
Gotcha.
But he got his name by being the amazing racist. And what that means is he did some videos about him just doing racist things, and the whole joke is it's racist.
Okay.
Now, before everybody jumps on me going, oh, now Jackal Nest is getting political and getting woke and all that shit. Not really. My favorite comedian of all time is probably Norm MacDonald.
Yeah,
Who
that's
is
very true.
Very problematic amongst the woke. But my personal opinion is, if what you say is funny,
Mm-hmm.
you can get away with almost anything.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
if you're gonna be edgy
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna tell jokes that people might not be comfortable with, that's the risk, right? There should be a risk there, because if you tell a joke that's risky, but it makes people laugh, then you can get away with it.
Yeah.
And people laugh in spite of themselves. They laugh.
Right.
They're
They
like,
don't even
"Oh,
want to, but
I
you're
shouldn't have
laughing.
laughed at that. You know, I
Yeah.
shouldn't have laughed at that.
Yeah.
But that's not what Arie Shaffer does. The only people that laugh are the people that are like, oh yeah, I hate black people. Those people laugh.
Really?
But people that don't hate a group of people just look at it and they just go, why are you doing this? Like, is this supposed to be fun?
All
And
I
then-
know about that is the ones you've told me about. I've never watched them, where he would go somewhere and act extremely
Oh yeah, one of the
racist
things he did was he goes out to the border, well, not the border. Now a lot of his videos are fake too. So
Are
he
they?
goes out and picks up a bunch of Mexicans at Home Depot, and then drives them to the border patrol, and that's the joke. Now, if somebody really did that, you might laugh a little bit because it's so insanely fucked up that you
Yeah.
might be like, that's kind of funny. But the only way you would laugh at that otherwise is to be like, I just hate Mexicans in general. So that's funny.
So that's the kind of
That's-
humor he's
That's the kind of
going
humor.
with.
And what another thing that set me off about him is I don't remember who he was talking about, but I do remember he had one clip where he was talking about this comedian, and he said derisively about the comedian, he just does one-liners.
Mhm.
There's just one-liners. There's no art to it. He said there's no art. Art to fucking what, dude? You talking about somebody that's doing one-liners? You talking about like a Mitch Hedberg?
Mm-hmm.
You trying to tell me that motherfucker? He's got an hour's worth of material, and every joke takes about 30 seconds to go through.
Yeah.
Do you realize how many jokes you gotta fucking write to fucking fill up an hour-long? Oh, but that's lazy, right?
Right.
The fucking real artist, what we do is we just find the most fucked up thing to say and then say it. That's every 12-year-old in middle school. You know? It's like they
That's
all do
true.
that shit. I was in a
That's
group
true.
of 12-year-olds too. We're just calling each other N-words and fucking calling each other whatever, and we thought that shit was hilarious. But we eventually grew up. And it's not like hearing that will suddenly make us, oh my god, okay, it's just bored. It's boring, right?
Yeah.
We've heard it. I grew up in the 90s. This shit is like normal. Like I hear this shit and I'm just like, okay. I'm in Florida. I hear racist jokes constantly.
Yeah, that's true.
And some of them are funny. Some of them are not funny.
Mm-hmm.
And they're only funny if you just fucking hate a group of people. Is this me calling for some sort of cancellation of Arie Shaffer? No. This is me saying he's a fucking hack. And then he hangs on to Joe Rogan, and he's a fucking bitch, and he's got nothing to contribute to comedy. He's a hanger-on. He also likes to put shit in people's drinks.
Really?
You know, we are Red Bar fans, and that clip of the beginning, so now you're under my control?
Mhm.
So now you're under my control.
Yeah.
That's Bert Kreischer's wife talking about when Arie Shaffer puts, like, some kind of drug in Bert Kreischer's drink without telling him.
Really?
So he likes to do that to his
I
friends as a
never
joke.
knew that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Wow.
That's what he likes to do for fun. That's funny to him. Now,
wow.
how far stretches it when you see a man has trouble getting women to like him? He also is extremely controlling. And he can't stand, he's so afraid that a woman's going to cheat on him that he's checking up on her fucking phone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a normal man that is responsible with himself, he lets a woman, he, you know, allows himself to understand that they can do whatever they want. And if they really want to be with them, they will be with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you find out they've cheated, then you can do something about it.
But nothing crazy. You just kind of...
I mean, do something about it in terms of, we're not in a relationship together.
Exactly.
Because I have other options, because I'm not a fucking weirdo that no woman wants to touch or be around.
Exactly.
So whenever you have somebody that's like that, that's a man that has no options.
Mm-hmm.
What you have basically...
Well, I mean, I've seen pictures of the man. He doesn't have many.
He's basically like a 60-year-old incel, you know? He just has nothing going on for him.
Yeah.
He and Michael Shane get along really well, probably. And
probably.
He's probably mad at Sips, too, and sits around pretending to be a comedian. Anyway, Arie Shaffer sucks, and... I mean, I guess you guys wanted me to talk about Jake Doolittle. We talk about Jake Doolittle drama.
Sure.
And there's no reason to. He's just been blasted into the ground. I got nothing to say about it other than he got what he deserved. I mean, I'm sorry to say it. I used to watch the man's videos when he made fun of Shane Dawson because I love hearing people make fun of Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
I would never do it. Because I cannot watch that person's content for 5 seconds without somebody making fun of it. Have you ever seen the podcast Shane Dawson does with like his brother?
No.
My daughter was watching it and I walked in there and there's so much fake laughing. But it's like, ha ha ha. You know, it's like positive, like fake positivity. Mm-hmm. It's fucking grueling. So I did think it was funny to listen to Jake Doolittle make fun of them, but of course Jake Doolittle is a fucking that guy. Basically what he said about us is Jake Doolittle.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, if you didn't watch the last video, you can read the comment if you want, but it probably still lacks context. Anyway, fuck Arie Shaffer. He's not funny.
Well, once I heard that he was drugging people's drinks,
You should have.
That's very shitty. Even if you're doing it to a friend as a haha, that's a really fucking shitty thing to do to somebody.
Anthony Jeselnik is hilarious, you know, and that's what he does, is edgy humor. But it's funny because there's a punchline and it's actually funny. Mm-hmm. It's not just stupid shit. I think it was Anthony Jeselnik where he did this long joke about different races and different kinds of food. And he went through and talked about this race likes this kind of food, this one likes that kind, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, through the whole time he's going, don't worry, I'm getting to white people. I'm getting to white people. I'm getting to them.
Right,
and then he keeps telling this shit, and it's all racist.
Yeah.
And then when he gets to the end, he goes, and as for white people, I don't like talking bad about white people. That's funny. That's a funny joke. You know he doesn't actually mean it. You know it was just, he was building you up to a punchline.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was Anthony Jeselnik. I don't know who did that joke originally.
Watch somebody. I'm just taking your word for it.
Watch somebody say that was actually Arie Shaffer joke.
They're gonna be like, oh fuck.
And I'll be like, that was the one time he was funny.
Right.
But I already told on myself because I watched his stand up. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I just think he sucks.
I haven't seen it. So. I
just think he sucks in general. And, you know, if you see this, Arie, don't go beat up Bobby Lee. Okay? He's had nothing to do with this. Nothing. I don't even like Bobby Lee. I didn't like Mad TV, you know? It's just,
I did.
You like Mad TV?
I did. Yeah.
But Brian Callen was in it too, I think.
I don't remember him in it. But he could have been in it when I watched it, but he didn't make enough of an impression for me to remember him specifically.
I always felt like Mad TV was a low-grade version of, you think I'm going to say SNL, but I'm actually going to say All That on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
Like it was just a
real?
little bit dumber than All That on Nickelodeon.
But I tell you one that I absolutely loved, and I watched more than Mad TV and SNL, was In Living Color.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
I loved In Living Color.
That was kind of what Mad TV was trying to do, right? They were
Was
trying to
it?
do the next In Living
Okay.
Color.
But I remember liking Mad TV a lot back around the same time, but I remember I always made sure I watched In Living Color.
And no matter what anybody tells you, the golden years of SNL was the mid-late 90s.
With Will Ferrell.
With Will Ferrell and Norm
Yeah.
Macdonald
Yeah.
and fucking Sherry O'Terry and Molly Shannon.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, she's hilarious.
Chris
Sherry
Kattan,
O'Terry, I
Jim
love
Brewer. You know, as bad as some of those people fell off later, that was the cast. And I'm not just saying that because I was like 12 when that was what was going on. It's the truth. Anyway, this has been pretty shit segment. So I think anybody that watched this whole thing,
Why was it shit?
I don't know. It was nice when there was a big kerfuffle to talk about, but you know, I'm not gonna keep making videos about shit that, like we said, all we need to say about it. So this is what we're saying. And I loved our Pinte video, if nobody else did.
It was fun. It was fun to me. I enjoyed playing Pente with
Well,
you.
we gotta do a-
But I do have to ask, why the bright ass shirt today?
Y'all don't know this. But Donna's been elbowing me in the eye pretty consistently. And every time I tell her, I'm like, hey, you just hit me in the eye. And she goes, oh, no, I didn't see you there. So I decided to put on bright colors, you know, like you do on the job site, so she could see me. So she could quit trying to explain away her abuse.
Oh my god. Are you serious
You
right
asked.
now?
You asked. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
I am not an abuser.
Okay, I hope not.
Just so everybody knows. I'm not elbowing anyone.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
All right, go ahead and shut it off. I'm sure we're past 10 minutes.
We are.
Okay.
Bye.